The Fox and the Crane. A very long time ago, a fox and a crane were living together in a jungle. Both were very good friends, but the fox was very selfish. One day, the fox invited the crane to dinner at his home. That evening, the crane flew to the fox's home and knocked on the door with her long beak. The fox opened the door and said, "Please come in." When the crane arrived at the fox's house, the table was already set for dinner. The fox invited the crane to sit down at the table. The crane was very hungry and the food smelled delicious. The fox served the soup in 2 shallow bowls. The fox started eating, but the crane couldn't even taste her soup because her beak was so long and the plate was too shallow. The fox licked up all his soup very quickly. However, the crane could not have any of it as the bowl was too shallow for her long beak. The poor crane just smiled politely and stayed hungry. The selfish fox asked, "Crane, why haven't you eaten your soup? Don't you like it?" The crane replied, "It was very kind of you to invite me for dinner. It's good. I guess I'm not very hungry." She left the fox's house very hungry and angry. Soon, the crane invited the fox to her home to have dinner. The crane said to the fox, "Tomorrow evening, please join me for dinner at my home." The next day, when the fox arrived at the crane's home, he saw that they were also having soup for dinner. This time, the soup was served in 2 tall jugs. The crane drank the soup easily. But the fox could not reach inside the tall jug. The crane asked the fox, "What's the problem, fox? Why aren't you eating? Don't you like my soup?" But the fox didn't reply. He was angry that the crane served him soup in such a narrow jug that he couldn't get his mouth in. This time it was his turn to go hungry. From that day on, the fox and the crane have never been friends again. Moral of the story: a selfish act can backfire on you.